saying? It's the best take podcast. We out here collaborate with, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and introduce yourself. Come on now, let's get it.
This is Vonnie with the Get Down podcast. Hey y'all.
Yes, sir. So today we gonna talk about we gonna talk about three things today. We gonna talk about the football world, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about basketball, and we're gonna tell y'all why we started this podcast in the first place.
Yes.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, you know what I'm saying? Tell us what your podcast is all about, and then we can move on to this football, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. This is Vonnie with the Get Down podcast. Hey y'all. Please subscribe to the channel. It will be
Yes, sir. I'm gonna subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir.
My channel is basically mainly football, but I do try to, put in some other topics too that a lot of people wanna, hear about, get feedback on, things like that. But my main primary thing that I talk about is football, from my team and how we lost in the Super Bowl to, that's not funny, to Patrick Mahomes, to all the teams, to head coaches, to players being traded, cut, different things of that nature. So you guys feel free to, when you do subscribe, leave comments in the comment section, interact, don't be afraid, that way me and Brother David, that way we can know, what y'all want to see, what y'all want us to talk about with sports, and all of that. So, yes, but I mainly do talk about football, but I try to intertwine every sport and just different news. So, my thing is football. So, yeah. And the 49ers all the way.
Okay, so when did you become I'm gonna start my question right now with football, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna tell you my favorite team. So, my favorite team right now is the Seahawks. We're a good franchise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got some pieces, because everybody knows this is a basketball channel, but we do talk about other things like football and like comic books and stuff like that. And we add more of that. But just to talk about football real quick, I do like the Seahawks. We got some pieces. I do believe in probably the next 2 or 3 seasons we possibly could be like making a good playoff run.
But it's still gonna be us that lead the division. So I just want you to know that, despite your team, it's still us that is going to lead the division. I just gotta say that.
y'all can lead the division, but as long as y'all win a Super Bowl, that's fine. I mean, like the Chiefs seem like they're going to be. You know, so y'all freeing me to the Chiefs right now. You know.
Yeah, we actually are. We're not looking good when it comes to playing them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
we don't.
How did you feel about overtime, by the way? How did you feel about that? Because I watched the Super Bowl like at the crib. So when I watched it and the game went to overtime. I hated when they kicked it. I felt like this shit just went for the doggone touchdown. There was no reason for them to kick the doggone football.
Yes, I agree. First and foremost, let me point this out. For anybody that's new or even just people that have been watching. I'm going to say this just on my own opinion. It used to be a rule in overtime where whatever team scores, that's the team that wins the game.
Right.
But now they switched it to where they give both teams the opportunity to try to score, and I really think they should just kind of bring it back to that, because right when we kicked the field goal, I really didn't like that. We should have went on fourth down. I think it was like third and 3, something like that. I felt we should have went for it, but we didn't. And majority of the time, it is on the coaches because they're the ones calling the plays. I don't think Kyle really trusted Brock like that to have him go on fourth down. But I mean, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, I think they did about 2 or 3 fourth downs in the game, and they converted. That's the point. But 2 things need to happen. If we ever play them again, and I hope we don't, even if we don't reach the Super Bowl, but if we do reach the Super Bowl, it got to be some changes, okay? Don't be afraid to go on fourth down. That is your last chance to kind of, continue to move the ball. I mean, try to go on fourth down. And then secondly, bring back the rule where the first team that scored wins the game and sets it off. Because I seen a college football game. I seen that happen one day. I'm like, why are they having both teams score? So I don't know. I guess it gives both teams the opportunity. I don't like that, but Who am
And
I?
see, that's the thing. I agree with you on that because when I was watching the game live and they kicked the field goal and they won, I jumped up and I was like, finally, someone that won because the game went to overtime. And here's the thing. For me, I wasn't expecting y'all to go to overtime. I was expecting that the Chiefs was going to come back in the fourth quarter and win the whole thing. But when they didn't, y'all went to overtime, I was like, oh, yeah, I think they – and then when y'all went to overtime and then y'all got the ball first, that's when I was like, okay. And y'all got closer and closer because when Brock Purdy started passing down the field, bro, and like y'all went closer and closer to the touchdown, I was like, oh yeah, I think it might be over. I think it's over for Patrick Mahomes. But then
we had it, and I'm gonna tell you this, and anybody that's gonna watch this live and is watching now, it was a little clip on Facebook, and they kind of show where we scored. And then they showed the Chiefs on the sideline. They showed Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. And you can hear the refs saying, oh, no, they can't give Patrick Mahomes the ball this time because it was 1-3 left. And you can see Patrick on the sideline saying, yeah, we got this. We should have scored. And one thing, Brock, I'm going to tell you this. If I ever interview you, whatever the case is, you got to run more.
Yeah.
You got to run more. He's not. I know he's not at that stature to really do that like Josh Allen does, Lamar, or Patrick, even Dak, he runs too. Brock gotta run more because when you don't, that's what causes sacks,
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, when I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah, if that had been Lamar or Russell Wilson, boy, he would have took off. He would have took off, bro. Yeah. Even for Patrick Mahomes, when he was running a little bit, I think it was the third quarter, that lane was so open, the middle was so open. I was like, where is the defense?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because Dre Greenlaw, he went down. He got injured. So Patrick took advantage of not seeing him in the middle where the defenders were. So he took advantage of it, and when he seen the hole, he went through. But Brock, future-wise, try to, you got to run a little bit more. Definitely. Don't be afraid to get hit. I mean, every quarterback gets hit, but my advice to him, because he's the quarterback, try to run a little bit more. Should we have went for it on the fourth down? Yes. But unfortunately, we didn't. And I felt so hurt. I did. But, I mean, I don't want to start speaking like Cowboys fans. I mean, we're kind of
you're better than Cowboys fans already. Your team actually made the Super Bowl, so that's
made it. But actually winning it is different. Okay, we haven't won in 26 years. They haven't won in 25 years. We're kind of in the same boat. I mean, somebody got to get it done.
They do though. They lost to a rookie this year. They lost in the first round. They predict every year, oh yeah, we go to the Super Bowl. This is our year. Even the dog goes for the quarterback, Dak Prescott talking about something. I want something bigger than that. And I was like,
I agree. Every year they say it.
You got dropped off by Green Bay in the first round, bro.
I know. I did my reaction on that video, and hey, Shalise, I did my reaction on that video, and I wasn't expecting for Green Bay to come out the way they did.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Love on fire. I mean, the way
that whole team.
It was like 24-7 going into the halftime. I'm like, oh, this game been over.
They went up 34-16 third quarter, and I was like, oh yeah, it's over. That's over. I started telling a lot of people out there, Cowboy fans. I was like, oh yeah,
they had it coming.
y'all trash. And it's sad because here's what I always say: you can't be America's team and then don't win.
You gotta win.
The Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl since Charles Barkley was an active NBA player.
That's a long time. And I feel like they're one of the main teams that always say, and I don't know, maybe I'm not around like any other fan of like a different fan base, but they're the main team that say every year, this is our year, this is our year. And look what happens. Look what happens.
I'm telling you, bro, and it was so funny. I don't know if you saw, but did you remember the post-game interview when they was interviewing the fans after the game? This one fan said, "We need Jesus at quarterback so we can win this playoff."
I think I've seen that one.
Hey, bro, that had me crying. I ain't gonna lie. That boy said we need Jesus at quarterback so we can win a playoff series.
I do have a question for you. Since Pete Carroll is not there, y'all have Mike McDonald now as your, I think, head coach or offensive coordinator because he was with the Ravens. So how do you feel about that now that Pete Carroll, he's kind of thrown in the towel? He's not the head coach anymore.
Well, I would say this. I would say it's probably time just to get a whole new system, a whole new head coach, because at the end of the day, he's been there for a minute.
Yeah.
So we have to regroup. We have to do something because for us to contend, like you gotta bring in a new system.
Yeah, you do. You definitely do.
Once we had traded Russell Wilson. Once we traded him, that's not new.
Yeah.
We're going into full rebuild mode, which is good because we have been contending since about like 2016 or whatever, or last 2013.
I know.
So it's been a minute. So, but we're in a good place. I feel like we just need to be in a for my team, we need to be in the middle of a packy type team. We got a team that like can make the playoffs. But they just need some confidence. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We need confidence over in Seattle.
Yeah, change is definitely needed, but I think y'all are probably gonna have a good season. Honestly, I do. I mean, you never know what the change will bring, and especially with certain head coaches that come in, and some step down or whatever the case is. He might change. He might change the whole dynamic as the organization goes and what he brings to the table.
For real. So I got a question for you then. So like, what's your favorite team to watch in basketball right now? I gotta pull up the doggone NBA standings right now. Like your favorite team to watch right now.
Well, besides the Mavs, because we are out here. Besides them,
okay. That is true.
Golden State.
You like Golden State? So how do you? Okay, yes. So speaking of Golden State, how do you feel about Golden State right now? They are the 10th seed. They're 29-27. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. So that's they've been on a winning streak so far. So I just want to ask, like, how do you feel about Golden State? Do you think they can really be like an underdog this year, like they were in 2022? And like possibly win it all, or like do you just think this may not be their year? Because I don't think it's their year, or my Lakers' year. By the way, I don't think it's none of our years.
I will say this: when you look at the games with basketball and football, of course, basketball is going to have a longer season and more games to play versus football. You get more injured quickly.
Right.
With just the stats, with what you said, and then kind of overall with how the team has been, it's kind of hard to answer that because I mean you have Steph, you have Draymond Green.
I don't like Draymond, but I who as a person, but on the court, I don't respect his antics on the court.
You don't respect them. I think they can make a run for it. You said they're 8-2 in their last 10 games, which is actually pretty good. Who did they lose to?
I think they lost. They're playing right now against the Wizards. They lost to the Nuggets last night. On Sunday, they lost to the Nuggets on Sunday. So yeah, this past Sunday they lost to the Nuggets. What just happened?
I don't know. I think it froze.
Oh yeah, your screen went black for some strange reason. I don't know what.
Let me see. Okay, there we go. I think they can make a run for it, David. I mean, every team every year is gonna have its ups and downs. It's gonna be in the middle.
But I just feel like this Western Conference is so deep this year. Like you got the Timberwolves, the Thunder. I'm so proud of the Thunder.
Oh yeah, the Thunder. They're a pretty good team too. I mean, it's Steph. He's known, for putting up 20 plus points in games that he plays. If you don't have much confidence in them, then don't. No, I'm kidding. I mean, they can make a deep run. They can make a deep run. They have a long way to go with the basketball season. It's not, it's nowhere near over.
Oh yeah, because that's the thing. All-Star Weekend. It's like I said in my last video. Like All-Star Weekend. Everything after the All-Star break is when it matters the most in the regular season. Because the first half of the regular season, you have to be good, but the second half, you really have to be good because this is when they the league starts getting prepared for the playoffs.
Right, that's true.
The people start playing more defense. The defense gets more physical. And then the referees, they don't call the same calls around the second half of the year. They just don't. Then again, these refs don't call nothing at all. I don't know if you saw that Pistons and Knicks game, but basically at the end of the game, the last 10 seconds of the game, a player literally, Dante, he tackled someone.
My screen is still black?
Yeah.
It shows it's clear on this side.
I don't know why it's black.
Yeah, it shows it clear. I see myself. It's showing a clear screen.
I don't know what it's doing. It's just being crazy.
No. Share it. Let me see.
You can try to leave it and come back. I said you can leave it and try to come back. I don't know what it's doing.
Oh, wow. I know. For the 5th strike. Okay, let me try to get out real quick.
Alright, bet. But yeah, y'all, just continue everything. Literally, the Western Conference is so deep right now. It is really, really deep. While we wait for her to get back, it is really, really deep. The refs don't want to call anything. That missed call on the next game, that was the worst call of the year. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not even a Pistons fan. I dropped a video on Instagram. I'm pretty sure y'all saw it. I didn't like that call. The fact that the referee had to come out and say that was an actual foul and it should have been called, it's just crazy to me. How could you let something like that just slide? What? It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. It just really doesn't make sense. But I'm gonna tell y'all who I think who's going deep in the playoffs. Shouldn't work. Okay, there we go. Finally. So I was just telling you who I think was going to go deep in the playoffs.
There we go.
If I can pick 2 teams that's going to make the finals this year from the NBA, it's looking like I got two teams. It's looking like
what conference? What conference?
Oh, Western Conference. Who's gonna make the finals? Who's gonna come out the West? Who's gonna come out the East?
Okay.
So
gotcha.
I ain't gonna lie. I really do think the Nuggets can come back out of the West because they are defending. So you can't, you can't overestimate them. They're third team right now. I have to pick them. Low key, I either got the Thunder or the Clippers making it to the finals this year. That's coming out.
Mavericks is not in there at all.
I mean, listen, the Mavericks, their last 10 games, they're 7-3 right now. They were on a 7-game winning streak. They lost. I think they lost.
Yeah, I seen that. They did lose.
They're the 8th seed right now, and in the current NBA, being the 8th seed really isn't that bad because the play-in tournament. So
that's true.
It's really like seeds 8 through 11. I think 8 through 10. I mean, I think they're like playing tournament teams.
Mm-hmm.
So Mavericks are going to be a good playing team. I'll say that. A very good.
Let me ask you: do you look at the women's basketball?
WNBA, not as much.
Not as much.
I don't look at it as much only because like their games don't really pop up on my feed like that.
On your feed, it was a Actually, I was gonna do a video to it. The girl Caitlin Clark. I forgot what team she's with. The white girl. It was an incident the other day. They showed a small clip of it. I don't know if they got the full details of it, but they showed her being escorted off the basketball court by officers. I think somebody was saying it had to do with a fan or something like that. They didn't give like a full detailed backstory of why she was being escorted off the court. And this was, I don't think the game was over it. I think this was probably the third quarter when this was happening. But this was during the game that it happened when they had escorted her off the court. I said, wow.
That's ridiculous.
Wow. But it's known. It happens. It usually happens.
Yeah. They always doing some foolishness. It's always something.
Oh, let me ask you this, David.
What's up?
What made you want to start your channel?
I would say what made me start doing my podcast show, because at first I had a gaming channel. So the gaming channel is still up, but I'm just not active on it like I am like on this one. Because I just kind of grew out of having a gaming channel for some strange reason.
Yeah.
Not to say that I won't go back, but I just kind of grew out of it. But for me, I would say that I started this channel because I had seen how other podcasters was working, and I kind of got inspired off of that. And then I'm always like I remember in school, I always like debated basketball and sports or like comics, comic book characters or like movies and stuff like that. So I was just like, I mean, I can't debate. So why not start a debating / conversation podcast channel where I can like talk about basketball or like, because I have a video up with Isaiah. We dropped the video and we was talking about Spider-Man or whatever. Just to like change the content just a little bit.
Right.
And like I just be having conversation. Like I post on my Instagram, the TikTok, and I just like doing it because like it's just like something that I'm just like passionate about. So
okay, yeah. That's something else that I wanted to do. I want to put that on the TikTok too, but I would have to create the shorts in order to do that. Correct?
Right.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to make some shorts to do that because I want to put that page up, but I know I can't like do like the full video, so it has to be okay. Yeah. I know what to do now.
So like, what made you start yours?
Kind of the same boat that you're in. I am in school for sportscasting. Journalism is the major, which leads to sportscasting. And I have all my equipment and things like that, but I've always been passionate about sports, even just watching, growing up, things like that. But I got hooked a little bit more to football. It's not to put basketball, hockey, soccer, anything else on the side, but football, that gains my attention. It really do.
Right.
And the more that I looked at it, I mean, it just sparked the passion in me. And I started this channel because, like you, I want to give my own feedback of what I think about this player, this team, why this happened, things like that. And I notice a lot more people are starting more podcasts, whatever it is that they want to talk about. You do gotta, start somewhere. But I enjoy my channel. I enjoy uploading. Whether people look at videos or not, it is gonna surface. It takes time, but it do. But I mean, I love just talking about the players and why this happened, Patrick Mahomes, and the rest of things like that. I love it. I enjoy it. And I've always told myself, even before the channel, just kind of in school and things like, that's going to be me on the field interviewing players, like what Pam Oliver does and what Erin Andrews do too. I love it, and it's more women in that field too. But I mean, I love doing it. And since we're young, David, we're in the millennials group. They can hear our feedback on it, which is good from people that's been doing it for a long time. So I'm glad we got the channels going.
Exactly, because for me, that's what it was for basketball. For me, I grew up with basketball, so the more I watched it, the more I wanted to learn more about it, and then I started playing it or whatever. So once I started playing basketball, and I started watching more NBA, and I started studying it more. Shout out to ESPN, shout out to First Take, shout out to Stephen A.
Yes.
The Shannon Sharps of the world, the Nick Wrights, the Jason Williams. Even though y'all be having some crazy takes and I don't agree with everything y'all say, that's what inspired me. Sometimes they get on TV, they be saying crazy stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Especially they be saying crazy stuff. when you said a 50-year-old Michael Jordan can beat LeBron James back in 2015 and Stephen A. Smith said, you're on track. That Chuck had me rolling, bro. They just get on TV and it's just entertaining. Or that's what I try to do. I try to have my own personality mixed with my own. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Same. You gotta be confident with what you're speaking about, especially when you're doing a broadcast. Doing it live, or like I said, once we get deeper into our fields, like when we're actually interviewing, players and things like that. I know in one of the classes that I took, I forgot what the name of the class was, but pretty much in the class when we were looking at like clips, we were seeing kind of how the announcers and the reporters were, like how calm they were. Did they smile a lot? What kind of emotion or what do you think you can bring to the table as a new upcoming sportscaster that's going to be different, where people are going to start enjoying you. So, this is good for us to start these channels so people can hear just our feedback on it. Shalise, if you are still in here, please share this live so other people can know about it. But we'll share when we're done. But if people want to join in now while we are actually live, instead of waiting, please share this so they can hop on it.
Definitely, because that's the thing for me. Like that's what it was. Like just having my own like personality with debating. Like, and that's the thing. Like I like sometimes I might be like I don't know if you see some of my videos, but sometimes I'll be like make a face expression. I'll be like come close to the camera. And I'll be like, did y'all see? Like that, because you gotta. One thing for me that I've understood is that you gotta have fun with it. Like you can't. Even if you having like a. That's why I try to record on days where like I'm just like not having a day. Sometimes you gotta take like a 1 or 2 day break. But you do gotta be consistent with it. You know what I'm saying? When you do come on, you gotta have the topic right in your mood. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I try to do. Sometimes I just be recording videos just because like I be bored and I got nothing to do.
Right.
I'm just having a day. And so I'll be like, you know what, let me drop this video and it'll probably make that day feel better.
Yeah, make the day better.
When I post it on Instagram or here or TikTok, I love the feedback that I get back. I don't care if it's a negative comment or a positive comment. Because I find comments people will be like, you too young to be talking about basketball, or you too young to be talking about this player. Like, you're never too young to talk about anything that's on the internet. Especially in this era. Like, everything is there. I'm too young to talk about basketball players, but we got like so much other things people be talking about.
Yeah, make it make sense. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Make sense. Like I can't tell you how many people go viral like just off of doing crazy stuff.
And that's why their numbers keep escalating. But like you said, the key point is it's about being consistent and uploading. Right. You're not gonna get a lot of views, all at once. And that even goes for my other channel, kind of like yours. I like vlogging. I haven't done it in a minute, but I mean, I'll get back to it or whatever. But you do want to just try to have a mindset of being consistent, uploading as much as you can, whether people are gonna watch it or not. Just upload it, put it in somebody's face, because if they don't like it, maybe they can share with people that do enjoy that kind of content. So you're not young and I'm not. We're the future upcoming reporters, David. So this is just our opinion of what we see right now, and it's always sport. It's always news about sports daily. So it's nothing that we're not gonna miss, because we're gonna make sure we're gonna talk about it so people can enjoy it. And
for me, I do debates all the time against like throwback players. So I'll be like this player and this player, and then I'll have like recently I had I had said that Steph Curry is better than Allen Iverson. All the OGs came in my comments talking about some, you don't know basketball. All Curry do is shoot.
Oh wow! Are you serious?
And Iverson had the swag and all that stuff, because they get influence mixed up with skill, and influence and skill are two different things. And so, I hate that. I hate to be that person, because like I love Iverson. So when I dropped the video, it wasn't to bash Iverson, make Iverson seem like he was just trash. Because I know he's never had like the same support or teammate system that Curry has had, obviously.
Yeah.
But when I did player versus player, skill versus skill, I was like, Curry probably just got more skills than him, and he does it with less shot attempts than
Right.
Iverson does. Like Iverson, I love Iverson. Iverson, yes,
he's a good player. Yeah.
The jersey, the tattoos, the cornrows, all that is iconic as it can be. Yes, he's like the crossover on MJ, iconic, definitely iconic. But if I had to build a team, starting from scratch, most likely gonna take Curry because he's easier to build around. For one, he's a shooter.
Yeah.
2, he's a good playmaker. 3, just for a business perspective, he makes my franchise look right, because he's never doing anything. Like, he's never doing anything outside the norm that will make the franchise look bad. Iverson, back when he was playing, Iverson would have days where he would literally just skip practice. He wouldn't go to practice. He would be with the coach. He'll skip practice and go to a club or something, go party out, come back, and yes, he will probably have a 40-point game, which is nice still. Yeah. But like, it came by the time the playoffs came, that wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, even if he did have a 40-point night, it wouldn't be as efficient as Curry. Curry can get 40 points maybe on like 25 shots. I probably gonna take 35. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, you see the difference. Yeah,
the difference, right? And it's also shot selection and all that. And I know we got the different eras and the different era rules and all this stuff. At the end of the day, there were players in Iverson's era that was more efficient than Iverson. Like,
that's
true. Better shot selection. Like,
and you know what? That topic can also go with football, with people saying Patrick Mahomes is going to surpass Tom Brady. Let's not forget. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. Brady has 7 rings. He has 7 trophies to his name. Okay. Patrick has 3 right now. Who's to say he might surpass that goal when it comes to football? We don't know. We're not sure. But year by year, season by season, we have to see what that player is going to do. Same with basketball. We got to see what their player is going to do. Some players, they do surpass, whether it's touchdowns, interceptions, receiving yards, 3-pointers, free throw, all of that. Somebody's going to surpass it. So how people, are complaining about Steph versus the Iverson category, that could be the same way with Brady and Patrick. He just might, but we don't know till we actually see it. Because
for me, when I saw the Brady and Mahomes comparisons, I would say this. I think Mahomes is 28, 27, right? 27, 28. I would say Mahomes is better than Tom Brady at the ages of 27 and 28. What he's done so far in his career up to this age, compared to Tom Brady at that same age.
I know, not even 30 yet.
He's not even 30 yet, right. I'll say this though. If they win next year and they three-peat in football, I might have to put him over Tom Brady.
Yeah, because you got to give credit where credit is due. They do now. You know, I think the Super Bowl next year is supposed to be in New Orleans. So I mean, we'll see. We will see.
If they do repeat, I think that wouldn't that be like the first repeat in NFL history, right?
Yeah, it would, because no other team has done it like that, no.
Yeah, yeah. I know it's happening multiple times in basketball. I know we've seen like dynasties in basketball with that repeat, like
but when it comes to football, no, that's a little bit harder to do. It is.
Yeah, football, that's a lot harder. It's hard to go back to back in football. So if you go back to back,
it is.
In football, I'm a Super Bowl MVP of all those.
Of all those. I think Steve Young for the 49ers. We have I think 4 rings. We got 5 Super Bowl wins, but 4 rings came from him. So I mean, you know, he is likable to pass Tom Brady if you don't get injured, you know, for the upcoming year. It's going to happen, but I don't see that happening. I mean, you know, he just might. They might get back. I don't want them to get back, especially if we have to play them again in the Super Bowl. But they might do a 3-peat. Who knows?
They might. They really feel like they could do it. I'm not gonna lie.
They do.
If they do that, the only reason why I would put him over Tom Brady is because in 2007, when the Patriots were undefeated and they coasted through the playoffs.
That year, yeah.
They coasted through the playoffs. They made it all the way to the Super Bowl and they had lost. They basically pulled
the Giants. Eli was the only one that could beat Tom Brady. Nobody else. The only one, David. The only one.
People.
Yeah, of all people.
It was crazy. They went undefeated, and it reminds me of 2016 Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
We had unanimous MVP Curry, the 73-9, came back down 3-1 in the conference finals, just to make the finals, just to lose in the worst way possible.
I know, yeah.
3-1 lead. Draymond Green does a Draymond Green thing.
Yeah.
Suspended for 1 game out of 7. And you'll hear Golden State fans talk about Draymond never got suspended. He played 2 more games, bro.
Yeah.
He missed 1 game out of 7 games. That's why I keep telling Joe, every Golden State fan, they do this. I swear. He's like, well, Draymond never gets suspended. They probably have a better chance. Bro, it wasn't your Draymond Green. Draymond missed 1 game out of 7 game series. In game 7, he played better than Steph Curry did, who was a unanimous MVP of the freaking league.
I remember that, yeah.
Game 7, Draymond had a double-double. He had 32 and 10. If they won game 7, Draymond probably would have got Finals MVP.
Yeah, he probably would have.
He probably would have got Finals MVP for that, because boy, he played better than Steph did. Steph had like
he did, yeah.
He shot under 40%. Like
you know, like I said, like when all these trades and cuts and all of this stuff happens in the off season, and then the season begins, whether it's football or basketball or you know whatever the case is. Sometimes you have those teams that go back to back, and then sometimes you don't. I did see something. I don't know if it was fake news. It probably was fake news that Chris Jones, he might quote unquote go to the Cowboys or whatever. The Chiefs are not going to give up Chris Jones. I mean, he's their best defensive tackle on the defensive side. You know,
that's fake news. That's a Cowboys fan trying to pray for New York.
Very fake news. Very fake news.
No way.
No way at all. No way. And I don't know if you've seen it, but I uploaded a video, and this can go for basketball too. I uploaded that video of the shooting that took place at the parade, the Super Bowl parade.
Oh yeah, Super Bowl parade.
You mean to tell me nobody can go to a Super Bowl parade anymore without somebody wanting to come in there and shoot? And the person, one of the people that got shot, they had him on TMZ. And they were talking to him, trying to get the story, things like that, you know. And whoever's going to win, you know, for the basketball season, I hope that same thing don't happen then. When they have a parade for whatever team wins, you know. I mean, it's crazy.
I think championships parades are probably going to be over now. I don't see another one happening after that.
If they do, they're going to have to lock up more on security. I mean,
if we do have a parade, it's probably going to be replaced with an inside pep rally. Like, you know how high school had like the inside pep rally in the building or something.
That might have to happen.
Yeah, I don't see a championship parade happening ever again in any type of sport, like football or basketball. I don't see it happening. And it's sad because when the news broke out that was a shooting at the Kansas City parade, at first I thought it was clickbait. Because they popped up on my feed about some random sports account, and I was like that's fake. Like that'll be on the news.
I thought it was real. Yeah.
I knew it was real once my mama was like, "Hey, yeah, there was a shooting at the and I was like, at the parade." And then that's why the news. I was like, "Wow, this actually happened."
Yeah, it's actually happening.
And it is unfortunate because like it's to the point where we can't even a time of celebration gets completely ruined because someone wants to be stupid. Like someone just has to be stupid. Like for everybody.
I think they said it was 2 juvenile teens that started it. Somebody was arguing. A lady said this ain't the time or the place. They interviewed the guy on TMZ when all of that happened. But, I mean, like you said, it's either going to be kind of like a school pep rally where they just have certain people, you know, in the stadium or the arena, or don't have it at all. Yeah, it's going to get to that point, you know?
I think it's gonna get to that point. As unfortunate as it is, it just sounds more safe.
Yeah, what we don't want is for that to become a trend. Like, oh, somebody did it at this parade. Right? I'd be stupid. No.
Yeah. Because that's
it's taking the fun out of all of it. Whether it's your team winning or not. I mean, that's a parade that people are just trying to enjoy, and you want to bring a gun to there. You know?
Bro, like it's not that deep. It's just sports.
No, not that deep at all. But people are gonna do it, and now that that's why on my channel I still do with football, but I try to explore different things. Now, I mean, this is why people are they so freely have handguns. You know, oh, I have a gun, so I'm just gonna go shoot up.
I gotta be a tough guy, like, bro. You're not tough because you have a gun, bro.
No, like, no, you're really not.
Like,
you're really not.
That's crazy, man.
It really is. It's very, very crazy. So whoever wins, the big game, the big game, the one at the end, the big game at the end, David, are you gonna buy their jersey they had to support them?
It depends on who wins. For me in the NBA, it depends on who wins. Cause for real, I really want my team, my Lakers. We're probably not gonna make it to the finals. But I'll say this: looking at the standings and looking at Boston in the Eastern Conference right now, the team that I really got going to the finals coming out of the East has to be the Boston Celtics. They're 45-12. They're 9-2 in their last 10 games. No, I mean they're 9-1 in their last 10 games. They were just on that 8-game winning streak. They've only lost 3 games at home. They're 26-3 in home games. They're 19-9 in away games. Like they're headstone above everybody right now in the Eastern Conference. The Milwaukee Bucks, they've been streaky. I feel like they're kind of like disappointing me because I was expecting them to be right at the second seed spot. They're 37-21 right now, so they're the 3rd seed. But like, I'm not sleeping on them. But I would say I was expecting them to be just as good as Boston is right now. Because at the beginning of the year, when the news came out that Damian Lillard was going to have big trade to Milwaukee, I was like, oh yeah, Giannis and Dame, they're going to be the best team in the East. My top 3 seeds was going to be Milwaukee, Boston, and then Philadelphia. And then I had the Knicks right under there, and then I had Cleveland at number 5. But right now, the top
5.
Yeah, the top 5 seeds right now is Boston, Cleveland, Milwaukee, New York, and Philadelphia. So it's basically like just split up order.
It's split up, okay.
But
those are some good. All those teams you named. I mean, those are some good teams. Those
if Boston wins, I will be proud of Jason Tatum. And that's it.
Jason,
the Laker fan in me will not allow myself to buy any type of Celtics merch. I won't go that far. Okay. But I'll compare Jason Tatum because Jason Tatum, he wanted to be a Laker. He always said he wanted to be a Laker, and I can tell, like, just by how he plays, the shot selection, he gives me when I watch him play and how and the same type of shots that he takes, he does give me like Kobe-esque. And I don't say that about like a lot of players. But as far as shot selection, where like I know he attempts a lot more threes because we're in a 3-point era. But when I see him like in the post, like he hits like a little hezzy or something, like he's in the post, like he hits a little fadeaway or probably a little step back midi, you know, a little dunk here and there.
Right.
He will spam. Oh my! I've never seen a man spam pump fake so much in my life this year. Like Jason Tatum, like he was literally spam the pump fake until you like just jump at some point. But they're just amazing, and I really like them. But I really want to see what Minnesota and Oklahoma City do. Because if they go deep in the playoffs, I'm gonna be highly proud of them because no one was expecting them. I was expecting Minnesota and OKC to be a playing team.
They're like the wild card spots, that dark horse that you don't expect to win.
Yeah, but they're the top 2 seeds in the Western Conference. They're both 14. They're both 40 and 17 right now. They're playing amazing. Thunder on a 5-game winning streak right now.
Oh, okay, they're good.
They're playing absolutely amazing right now. So I can't hate. I really can't hate on them. I love what they're doing. And I'm not. This thing. The more closer we get to the ending of the season, of the regular season, the more excited I get because I'm having a tough time really seeing who's going to win the championship. I have a tough time even debating on who's the best player in the league currently because I feel like the best player in the NBA changes weekly. Just like in the NFL, I feel like it's weekly. Like you'll have one receiver go crazy for like 1 week, and you'll be like, I think he's undisputedly the best receiver in the league.
Yeah, that's exactly how it be. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you because you never know.
Right. Because these guys are breaking records almost every time they step on the floor.
Every time that they, yes, I agree.
They're just breaking records and like, it's like I was telling one of my OGs this. I told them I was like, excuse me, the leagues now, like in football or in basketball, they may not be as physical as they used to be as far as the rules on the defensive side of the ball. But I'll say this, the skill gap is here. They got the skill.
It's changed.
It's changed ridiculously. Like what used to be, like I remember back in like in the 2000s or like early 2010s, and the guy was averaging like 25, 5 and 5. We'll say, oh yeah, he's probably like top 5 in the league.
Yeah.
But what we gotta do is now averaging 30, averaging 35 for no reason. Like we had like 2 70-point games, Luka and Joel Embiid. That was nuts.
Yeah.
That was so nuts. When I saw Joel Embiid do it on the Rookie of the Year, Victor, and Victor had a good game himself. Victor is 7'5". He made, like, when Joel Embiid stood, like, next to him, he made him look small. And he literally dropped 70 points on that man. Like,
to do that, I mean, like you said, it
takes a lot of skill. Yeah, bro, like, hard work and dedication to do that. Like, I'll be trying to tell them, like, okay, if you were to say that this is a quote-unquote soft for basketball and football because it's not that physical, I can somewhat agree with you on that, but you can't discredit what they're doing on the skill. Because, like Joel Embiid could have took those same amount of shots and missed them. Like, imagine if he was 8 of 42 from the field that game against when he dropped 70. Y'all be saying, oh, he playing trash. That's the worst game of the year.
Yeah, but people will be saying that, yeah.
Right. And he needs to pass the ball. He's being a ball hawk because he's playing inefficiently. But then he dropped 70. Then all of a sudden, oh, it's so easy now to score.
You see how it switches? You see how that just switches?
The paint is just wide open. They're just letting guys score. You look at the defense. Like,
yeah.
Come on now.
I agree with you. Everything you all across. I mean, like the same goes to football. You know, the Tyreek is good one year. Then you hear about Brandon Cooks. I mean, the more that they put the work and the time into even just bettering themselves as a player, I mean, you're gonna see that outcome. But every year it's gonna change because, like I said, with the drafts, you always got upcoming and new people. You know, that's gonna be on the roster. So, I mean, it's even more people to look out than just the current ones you see now. You know.
Even the wild cards mean something. Like you will have a player in the draft that's not really who's underrated, and he'll come in the league and be dominating.
Yes, and be smoking. Yes. All the way.
With Victor, like this year, I was not expecting Victor to be this good. Victor is playing ridiculous. When Luka first got in the league, I wasn't expecting him to be that good in his first 3 years.
Yeah.
They came up in here, even Jokic, I don't know where the heck Jokic even came from. Jokic came out of nowhere and he just
dominated it.
Like, bro, last year when he played my Lakers, bro, he was pissing me off. He was stuck to the point it just looked too easy for him. And I was like, oh, I'm not watching this because I'm
that's how it be. Like Jordan Love, I mean, he had a great for his rookie year. CJ Stroud, rookie year, they had a very great rookie year this upcoming season. So now that they're past phase 1, I mean, they're only gonna get better from this point. Same with Luka, all of them, they're only gonna get better from this point. From your first year, your first season being with the team, you can. Well, I'm not gonna say only. You want to try to elevate yourself. I know some players have downfalls, but you always want to try to, be the best player in whatever category it is,
And that's why I always say to have a championship team in any type of team collaboration sport, mainly in basketball and football, why I have a superstar and good, reliable pieces around that superstar.
Yeah.
Because no matter what it is, bro. Like, especially in football, because when we compare football and basketball, one thing I will say is that football is definitely more team-orientated or team-coordinated than basketball is. Because in basketball,
I get it.
You can have a Kyrie or an Iverson or a Prime D Rose have a whole ISO play. Between behind the back, dunk on your head. Yeah. You want a highlight of the week. Football, you only highlight of the week if your quarterback throws the football to you. Like you just gotta depend on more people more.
More people, you do with football, yeah. Because basketball, it's just kind of you. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Like you really gotta depend on others more in football than you do in basketball.
Basketball, yeah.
I can have a Kyrie on my team and just say, hey, bro, just go ISO, bro. Just go ISO.
Yeah.
But football, not every quarterback can run. And not every quarterback has the same arm or the same arm. So every team has a different type of offense. Like the Ravens, they like to run and then pass.
Yeah, they do.
But they got a quarterback who can low key play, like they can play
that can be a running back. Yes, yeah.
If the lane is open, he gonna take off. Like every quarterback is like that. Sometimes you have an Aaron Rodgers on your team and he can't really run like that, but he got an arm on him.
Yeah, he can throw. So it depends on what category that player would fit in. But as long as you still collectively working as a team, getting the job done, I mean that's what it boils down to. Of course, every team is gonna have that one star player where everybody kind of gets their energy from or whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still you. It's still just that single player. So I know what you mean.
Yeah, it has to be because. I don't know why, and this is why I hate the ring culture in sports. The reason why I hate the ring culture in sports is because it contradicts itself, especially in basketball. Like it's in football too, but it's mainly in basketball. Because you know how Michael Jordan is named universally like the GOAT over basketball.
Yes, yeah.
But he don't even have the most rings in NBA history. So what pisses me off about fans like that, they'll be like, oh yeah, well Jordan 3-peated twice. He's 6-0. He got the titles or whatever. And compare this guy, like for this instance, like LeBron done lost. Like, okay, LeBron lost, but LeBron's also won some too. But like, you gotta realize the team, because if we're just doing ring count, Bill Russell should be your GOAT. I mean, Robert Horry should be your GOAT. Yeah. Steve Kerr should be your doggone GOAT, because he forfeited. Like, there's so many players that got a lot more rings than Jordan.
That's true. But everybody is just so used to seeing Jordan as the GOAT, you know. But I mean, like I've stated before, it's always gonna be a player that surpasses the quote unquote GOAT, whoever you are. It's gonna be a player that passes them, you know.
Every time it happens, whether you want to accept it or not, it will always be. Because I say this, I'm not saying LeBron's the GOAT right now, but when LeBron James retired, it's gonna be hard for you to sit up here and say that he's not at least a GOAT, because the man got a triple-double in career stats. The man got all-time leading points in the regular season and the playoffs. He got like 8,000 career playoff points. Like, he got the most. He got the most playoff buzzer beaters.
He's already up there. He's in that category with the GOATs. Yeah.
We got a question. He said, they said, what stops teams from winning championships? I'll let you answer that one, and I'll answer it.
Okay. What stops teams from winning championships? Well, I would say this, Zane. From basketball and football standpoint, and David, he can agree to disagree. I would say usually it would have to be, and I'm just gonna say the play calling. Whatever plays that coach is calling, you know, whether it's the get the fourth down or make this shot. Usually the team, they do the play, but then they don't do the play. Majority of the time, it falls on the coach with whatever play they're saying at this time. I'm sure you've seen the Super Bowl, and I'm sure you've seen my team lost. We should have went for it on fourth down instead of kicking the field goal and leaving Patrick Mahomes that much time on the clock. We should have went for it on fourth down. So a lot of decisions, you know, they don't really follow the quarterback like a lot of people think it do. It be the play calling that the coach do. Sometimes they follow through and sometimes they don't, you know. So the blame is the coach, just from my opinion. It is, because majority of the time the plays they are calling, that team, you know, the team is going to run the play.
Right. I would want to add on to that. I would say it's play calling, and I would also say play calling and chemistry, and then injuries. Those are the main three that stop championship teams, or that stops teams from winning championships. Bad chemistry, injuries, and then bad play calling. And then I would add a fourth one, just like honorable mention, bad calls from the refs.
That's another topic itself, but I'm not finished.
Because the thing is, when it comes to teams winning championships, and you have a team that has the potential to win a championship, that's winning that current season or whatever. Play calling, chemistry has to be on lock. First of all, the team has to be able to get along. That's number one. That is what it is. I don't care what sport you're in. If you're two stars or your star can't get along with his coach, y'all not winning. And even if y'all do win, the winning will only be for so long, because y'all can only stay in that vicinity for so long. Eventually, y'all get tired of winning with each other. Because that's what I feel like what happened. For example, that's what I feel like what happened with Shaq and Kobe. You had two dogs on the team, one was the man over the team, but because ego was bigger, they three-peated, yes, but eventually they got tired of winning with each other. That's why they had to leave each other to win without each other. You know what I'm saying? So chemistry has to be on lock. And then two, injuries. We know it's part of the game. Your team has to be healthy. I've seen so many teams in NBA history and in NFL history literally fall to a ground because they star player or a very reliable piece of the team gets hurt. Like that small role player that comes in clutch for the team. If he get hurt and he not in the game, it affects the whole team.
Offense or defensive side.
Offense or defensive sides. It affects the entire team. And third, lastly, refs. Refs have to be held accountable because the game, you basically have the same role, if not more of a role in the game control than the coaches do. Because you can make a call that can change NFL/NBA history.
Yep. Oh yeah.
The calls that you make or miss, you have to be held accountable for it. You have to be. You have to be held accountable for it. And I would say this, because I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of games being ruined by referees that don't want to call nothing. And how come
yes.
we have
some
a replay
games be rigged?
For real, like how come we have a replay review just for you to see, just for you to review the replay and still have the same call? When something is blatantly wrong, when you know,
that makes no sense.
It makes no sense at all. And then you wait till after the game and be like, "Oh yeah, this and this should have been called." Like, okay, if that should have been called and you see that after the game, how come you didn't make that adjustment during the game?
During the game, yeah.
There's no excuse now.
That's
we have too much technology for y'all to be screwing up games. We have replay review on so many different devices. We have replay review through the doggone arena devices, people's phones, iPhones, the streaming platforms that be streaming it like on Hulu.
They everywhere, yeah. So it's hard for you to miss that.
It's ridiculous. And if you do miss it, and we know you miss it, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But you got to change the call once you recognize that you have missed the call. You made the wrong call.
That's true. And I will say this to add on. Let's not forget, because they human at the end of the day. Some refs, they do have favorite teams. They have their own team that they just cheer for personally, even when they're not working and they're not reffing a game, whatever, on a certain night. They got referee, they refereeing their team, so they're gonna try to protect their team and make sure that their team wins at the end of the day. And certain stuff rigged or refs fault, of course. Because like you say, majority of that would fall on them, especially when they have to keep doing a replay over and over again. Did he make the catch or not? Did he get out of bounds or not? Was the shot too close? They're the main ones. Like you say, they can either make or break that play, and that's going to determine how the game ends,
Like, because I've seen it on NFL and NBA. Because I'm not going to lie, even during the Super Bowl, there was a lot of flags that was not called on them Chiefs. And
I know they have a little history of not having a lot of flags being caught on them, but someone was saying it's a specific referee that officiates their game when they're playing. He doesn't call a lot of flags on it, but I've noticed that with just a lot of games, even in NBA. And they showed a picture of him too. It's a certain referee that won't call flags on this team, that team, because he really don't want to do it. If we're honest, he really don't. He wants to just let the play continue and just keep going. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, the Chiefs, they didn't get a lot of flags thrown in that game like they should have done.
I saw a lot of holding.
A lot of holding.
And it's blatant. And it's on TV. Blatant.
Yeah, and I'm gonna point this out, David. I'm gonna point this out.
Go ahead.
You looked at it. Everybody looked at it. Whether you a big sports fan or not, the main game that people are gonna tune into is the Super Bowl. You don't care about the other games. When it comes to the Super Bowl, you're gonna watch the game, or you're just gonna watch the halftime show. I seen a video. A guy had posted it. I think he was at a couple of white guys. He was at home with his friends or whatever. This specific clip, I'm gonna send it to you too, so you can see. This specific clip, it showed. I think it was in overtime because it was 22-19 after we had kicked the field goal. No, before halftime. But anyway, in the video, you can see the guy is saying, "Okay, look at the time clock and look at the where it gives like the first, second downs or whatever, and the Chiefs had the ball, and pretty much in the video it was showing, I think it was first down, and Patrick, he ran for 2 yards, getting out of bounds. Okay, he said, look at it, look at the downs or whatever. It had first down or whatever. It was supposed to show 2nd and 8. It right over, to that first down. So, I mean, little things like that we don't see because we're so into the game. But when you go back and when you look at it, it's like, wow, the refs, they didn't call the right play, or I mean, I don't know, but like you said, it's too much technology for anybody to be missing anything.
Because this isn't like it was back in the day. See, back in the day, you could be like, oh, I'm sorry, I just missed it. Like, okay, it's 2024, brother. There's cameras everywhere. Social media is everywhere.
Everywhere.
I don't want to hear, oh, we missed the call, we're just human. Brother, if you don't go back there and watch that doggone clip,
that's your job. Yes, do it correctly.
Because I'm a Lakers fan, but one thing I don't like about my Lakers too is we get a lot of free throw calls, and some games our calls are like some games this is not consistent. That's all I'm saying. We'll get a game where we get a whole bunch of free throws, then we'll have a game where we get 7 free throws the whole game.
I see what you mean.
Because I remember earlier this year when we played Golden State, we went to the free throw line 43 times to their 17. That was ridiculous to me.
Wow, 43 to 17. Dang.
And somebody in the comments is like, why are you complaining your team won? I'm like, I want my team to win, but I want them to win fair and square.
Fair and square. And do it the right way.
The right way. Because if it's not done the right way, you ain't gonna look at this thing. It's not.
No, you're not. It got to be balanced all across the board. Like you said, y'all went to the free throw line 43 times. Mm-hmm. They went to the free throw line 17 times. Look at the comparison.
And the game went to overtime. The game went to overtime. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah, better play calling, definitely. And the refs, they need to do a better job when they're looking at certain stuff.
Definitely.
They got to do a better job with that. They really do. Because what's going to happen is it's gonna make a lot more people just become less and less interested in the games, whether it's football or basketball, because things are not being called. So
I feel you. So like that's just what it be like.
It do, but I mean, it needs to get fixed. That's their job. That's what they get paid for. But I mean, look at it correctly and make the call correctly. Okay, I mean, who cares if that's your favorite team playing? Make the call if it needs to be called, whether it's holding or whatever the case is, make the correct call, whether that's your team playing or not. Regardless, make your call.
Your job is not to be biased. You get paid to officiate a game. Do your job.
You do.
They always so hard on the players when they don't want to play and when they are playing lazy. We got lazy refs out here. Y'all don't hold them accountable at all.
We do, and it shows. It shows.
In the NBA or NFL, the refs don't even get fined when they make a bad call. When the refs purposely.
You are right, and you never hear about one story about ref being fined at all. Not one.
There was a game last year. It was Boston versus Lakers. Jason Tatum last to the game. LeBron had drove to the hole. Jason Tatum blatantly slapped him on the arm.
I remember that. Yeah.
And LeBron went crazy because the ref. Literally, you can see the ref in the clip watch the whole play and literally see him make eye contact and see it. They say slapped him on the arm, and he blatantly didn't call that foul. And it came out that after that season or whatever, after last season or whatever, that same ref when they started an investigation on him to see if he was rigging games for Boston in their favor.
Yeah.
He retired. He quit. He quit being an NFL. I mean, an NBA ref.
Wow.
I forgot who the referee was. But as soon as they started that investigation on him, he resigned from being a NBA ref.
More investigations like that need to happen. Wow. Well, you're not working no more, sir. Because I mean, it is being dishonest because you're not making the right call. I mean, wow.
Because I don't care. If I was an NBA ref, I don't care if it's my Lakers or not. Like,
yeah.
If LeBron traveled, he traveled. If LeBron's flopping his butt off, he's flopping his butt off. Yeah. If Anthony Davis was traveling, I'm going to call it.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a charge, I'm going to call a charge. I'm not going to call a blocking foul. I'm going to call a charge. And if someone gets blatantly fouled late in the game, especially in the fourth quarter, I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it.
You have to. You have to. Like you said, that's your job. It has to be called. It has to.
They make too much money to ruin games.
They do. They need to go back and, I don't know, start from the basics as far as like their training goes. But I don't know. These refs, I get it. You want your team to win, but you're being sneaky in a way doing that because you're not calling on them at all.
And the fans can see it.
The fans can see it.
It's making the brand of the NFL and NBA. It's making both of them look bad.
Both, yeah. It really is. The
fact that a college game can be reffed more fairly than an NBA game is ridiculous.
I know. Ain't that something?
And they only play 2 quarters. They don't even play 4 quarters. And even though they should, because that's I want to get your thoughts on this.
Mm-hmm.
Just for college basketball, because it makes me mad. How come in college basketball these fools only play 2 quarters, and they get in the NBA and they have to play 4 quarters, and they're conditioning? Like, I've seen like Lonzo Ball is the one that comes to mind.
Yeah, I remember
his rookie year, he'll be gassed by the 3rd quarter because his body was so used to playing 1.5 of basketball to the point by the time he got to the 3rd quarter, he's gassed. There was so many 4th quarters in his rookie season, we couldn't even play him in the 4th quarter because he was so gassed.
See, this is why the rules need to be set kind of across the whole sports world when it comes to rules, how things are set. You just said, and I seen it too, they play only 2 quarters in college basketball. In the pros, football and basketball, you have 4 quarters. Now the rule is set, and give me just the understanding as far as like the OT of basketball. I'm sure it's the same thing, but now the rule is set where in football, both teams have a chance to score, and it don't just go by whoever scored first anymore. The rules need to be set all across the way. Okay, yeah. I don't agree with just 2 quarters in the basketball, college football. I don't agree with that. It should be 4 quarters. It should. Maybe they do it because I don't know. I think in college basketball it's 20 minutes per quarter. I think it's something like that. And then you have 15 first quarter, 15 second quarter, 15 third quarter, 15 fourth quarter. Basketball and football pro. It needs to be the same all around the board. Why is it different? How you just explained how Lonzo would get tired because he's just used to doing the 2 quarters. Now you're stepping into the pros. You have 4 quarters to play. I mean, your body should be adjusted to all of those quarters, not just 2. Or I mean, I'm just saying that the rule, it needs to be set all around for. I mean, whatever's gonna take place, it needs to be set 4 quarters. Okay, the overtime should be who scores first. That makes no sense to me. Why would you let the other team score? Why would you even come up with that other rule? Okay, now in overtime in football, we're gonna have both teams score instead of one. That makes no sense. That should just end the game there because people don't want to continue to see it, especially when it keeps going in overtime. some people want it to end after that first team score. I'm kind of like that. I don't like that they give the opportunity to both teams, but that's what they do. I don't agree with it. I don't like it, honestly.
I would say in football they should have went back to that rule where in overtime the first team to score in football, that's the game. In basketball, I feel like you should let both teams score in overtime because it's basketball.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah,
like it makes it diverse. It makes the storyline more interesting in football. Because when y'all scored, when the Niners scored, I jumped up in the house and I was like, finally somebody won. And the game went on commercial. The game came on, and next thing I know, the Chiefs were huddling up and they were doing their play. And I was like, is the game now over? And they were like, nah, bro, we thought the game was over too, but I guess they changed the rule. So
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So
it really is. Let me ask you this before we end the live, because it looks like we're hitting the hour mark, which is good.
Yeah, this is great.
Real quick, what do you think about Deion Sanders as far as him being the Colorado Buffalo head coach? Like, how far do you think he can, push the team? Because they didn't have a good season last year. I think they were 4-12.
Yeah, I would just say, shut up.
Shut up.
Respectfully, I love Deion Sanders. Yeah. I respect him and his legacy and his kids and the team. But Colorado was talking too much stuff after they won those. When they had that 4-game winning streak, they was talking like and flexing like they had won something, like they won the whole thing, and then they lost 6 straight games. You suck.
Yeah.
Nobody respect your doggone team and kids.
There you go. I'm
right sitting here on the ground doing this because I remember for a time they was trending doing this, flexing doing this. Nah, bro. Y'all got absolutely manhandled by everybody else.
Yeah. You gotta be humble. You gotta be humble because when you let that ego take over, I mean, look what happened. Y'all were on a hot 4-win streak, and then you just slumped from that point.
For real, it was bad. Even from their first loss, I knew they was downhill.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah,
you can definitely see it. Hopefully, they have a better year, the upcoming season. But I don't know. I give him maybe 2 more years. I don't know where his contract is with them, but I give him maybe about 2 to 3 more years with the team as the head coach.
I say he got 1 more year left. If he have another year like last year, he's done.
Yeah, if he do, yeah. If he improves this year, they might keep him.
Yeah.
Probably extend his contract.
They gotta shut up and they gotta win games. That's what they have to do.
Yes. Deion, we might come across you, so remember this live. Be humble and don't get too cocky, especially, when you think y'all are gonna win games.
If you're gonna be cocky, back it up with your play.
Yeah.
That's one thing I always liked about cocky players. A real cocky player who really knows how to play.
Mm-hmm.
Run your mouth, but back it up.
Back it up. Yep, that's true.
Players, and be a leader of your team. I hate cocky bench warmer players or cocky role players.
I'm right there with you.
You cannot be the bus rider of the team and talk like you're the bus driver. You're not driving that team. You're a reliable piece of the team, but you're not the one that we're building around.
That's true.
You're not the star of the team. That's why I hate. It happens in basketball all the time. You always have that one role player who wanna be tough.
Yeah.
Like, fool, you ain't Curry.
Yeah.
You ain't LeBron. You ain't AD. You ain't Dame. You ain't Giannis. But you talk like Giannis to them.
Yeah.
Like, I understand confidence, but at some point, you gotta stop.
You let it go too high. You exceeded your confidence. Yeah.
Right. Like, don't be stupid delusional. Like, like, don't do that. You know, I hate those type of players. They talk like they averaging 30, but they averaging 9 points.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, why do you have more trash than your starting point guard who's averaging 30? It doesn't make sense.
That's true. That is true. Try to keep it.
Yeah.
Try to keep it on a humble level. Just
real, bro.
Keep it on a humble, and then when it gets to a point to where you can, feel cocky or whatever, by all means, do it. But
yeah, I like
just
the Floyd Mayweathers of the world, the ones who can talk a lot, but they're undefeated. They're the guy.
Yeah.
Like, if they do something against, you have to literally just sit there and be like, I mean, he ain't wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 50-0. He got the most fights. He made the most money. So
yeah, that's true.
He go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But
back it, like you say, back it up if you're gonna do it. I do agree with you. If you're gonna do it,
back it up. Because if you don't, we come at you harder. Yo, you come at you harder. The narrative changes, switch. Like, so that's why I say if Dion has another year like he did last year with Colorado, it's done. He's out of there. Yeah. He's out of there. And I think they're gonna do the same thing. I don't see them improving.
We shall see. We'll see this upcoming season. How they gonna do?
I see them being 5-11. 5 They trash. I'm just gonna be honest. They doo-doo. Dog. Look at some Stevie Stick. They trash.
Dion improved. So
doo-doo.
That's crazy. David, I really enjoyed this. I did. I hope people look at this and they hear our feedback on stuff.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah,
all it's gonna do is just grow and elevate from this point.
I'm gonna tag you. I'm gonna put you in the. I'm gonna put your channel in the description. Link is in the description, y'all. Y'all go sit up there and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do what y'all gotta do.
Yes. And give me feedback too, because I would do topics on whatever it is you want me to talk about. But yes, go subscribe.
Yeah, y'all go subscribe to the Get Down podcast. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go do that.
How do how should I make my short? Because I want to go ahead and create another account for my TikTok.
Oh, I got you. I'm gonna after I get done, after I upload this, I'll text you to see the information.
Yes, please do, because I want to go ahead and get that rolling too, so people can head to that channel as well. Yeah,
definitely. So, man, I thank you for coming on. It was a great conversation, a great stream.
Yes, of course. I enjoyed it, and much love to you, David. That's my little brother. Y'all. Love you, David.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you too. We're for a family forever. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Comment if y'all want to see more. Comment your own opinions.
Comment,
share, like, show your brother, show your cousin, share everybody. You know what I'm saying? Share everybody. Do what we gotta do.
Yeah.
And we out of here.
Yeah, we out of here. Bye.
Bye, y'all.